excited for today. I'm going to give you an update on our Rustic Ranger meat birds, and they have been outside now for about 3 weeks in the chicken tractor, and I want to show you them so you can have an idea for what they're going to look like if you've never done Rustic Ranger meat birds before. And I'm going to give you a peek at ours because this is the first time that we've done them, and it's going smooth sailing. I shouldn't have just said that because I might jinx myself, but no, it's going good. They're doing good. I couldn't have asked for anything better. So let me turn the camera around and show you what they're looking like. Okay, so here are our birds. I will put down below in the description my first video of moving them from the brooder to the chicken tractor, but this is where we started them. So you can see here where I left the grass a little bit longer. This is where they were when we first brought them out and put them in the chicken tractor, and since they've been out here for about 3 weeks now, they have moved all the way down the yard to the fire pit, and then we turned them and we pulled them back this way. They're sitting in the same spot in the yard for about 2 days before we move the tractor to new grass, and it's working out really, really well. So I just want to show you here kind of my method and what I've been doing. So you can see kind of where the squares are in the yard. So you can see this was a corner, that was a corner, and you can kind of see the square to where it was sitting. So what I do, knowing where they're going to be traveling, when I cut the grass, I leave about 2 squares uncut, so when they move in the next 2 to 4 days, they'll have taller grass to graze in, because this is more of a foraging bird, and that's part of the reason why we got this type of meat bird. So since they've been out here, they've moved all the way down here. I'll just take you for a walk and show you the grass. So if you're worried about doing this in your yard and it being gross and dirty, honestly, I wouldn't say you should worry about it. This is what the grass looks like. These are just dirt spots, but we moved them down to here, and then when they got here, we turned them and moved them here. And you can see a little bit better here to where the squares were to move them back. So see how there's kind of like a lane here from where they've moved? This is where they've been. So all the way down this side, across here, and back this way. So the really cool thing about them is I'm going to show you, because where they're sitting right now, they've been there for 2 days. But I'm going to show you how I clean up after them. So right here, I didn't cut yet. You can see it's still a bit long, but you can see the poop in the grass from them. See that there? You can see a little bit of feathers. There's a lot of poop up here. And then this is where they were 2 days prior to the last 2 days. See how dirty it is? I literally leave usually 2 spots from where they have been untouched, and I leave them until we move the 3rd time, and then I'll come and clean up these 2. So all I've literally been doing is I'll take a yard rake and I just rake the poop. If it's like really stuck down to the grass, I'll take a gravel rake and I literally just rake it so it's loose from the ground, and I rake it all into a pile, and then I take it way to the backyard and get rid of it. This is what it looks like where it's been raked. You can see that there's a little bit left, but it also works as great fertilizer for the yard. So here they were about a week ago. You can see that the ground is quite clean. Just looks like fresh grass, which is super nice, because when we got the meat birds and we live where we live here, our yard's pretty spacious and we own to where that tall grass is back there. We were worried about them just destroying the yard with poop. We weren't wanting to put them way back here where we have our fruit trees. That's where we originally wanted them, but we thought with predators, because we do have coyotes around here and all the other things, we didn't want to risk it. With them being up closer to the house, you can see here, I feel like if anything were to happen, we could hear it and come out quickly to hopefully defend them. But I wanted to show you just the little system we've got going here. So that's it. We literally started them here, moved them all the way down here to where I'm standing, and then we pivoted them, turned them, and they've moved from here all the way back to where they are now. So I'm going to walk down here now that you can see the grass from where they've been, knowing that it's not going to completely wreck your yard. Honestly, I wouldn't say it wrecked our yard at all. You can see here and here, I have not cleaned yet. So obviously it's dirty, but this will be cleaned up tomorrow. So all good, and then it'll look like this. So like I said, right here, you can see I haven't cut the yard, or sorry, not there. Here and here, I have not cut the grass when I cut the grass yesterday, because they're gonna be moving there tonight, and then 2 days after that, they're gonna be moving here. So I want the yard to be a little bit higher where they're going, and by the time they finish off this spot in the yard, the grass will most likely need cut again, so I won't cut the next 2 spots, and I'll cut all the way around them. Make sense? That's what we've been doing. It's been working absolutely amazing, and it's just starting to spit now, so I'm going to show you what they look like around. They turned 7 weeks on Tuesday, and it's Thursday. So I'll show you what size they're looking like for being 7 weeks and 2 days old. So this is what they're looking like. Getting nice and big. You can see the, I don't know if you can see there. No, it's not going to focus. You can see the size of them. See how you can see how dirty the floor is. It's not awful, but they definitely need some new grass to graze in. So that's been 2 days of them in this spot. And this is how big they are for 7 weeks. They do love the chicken ladder. And what we've been doing is these buckets on the side here, there's 3 here, and then there's 2 over here. That's for their feed. We just give them grower feed, and they have them filled every morning and every evening. And usually when we fill them, they're not completely empty, which is good. They graze. And then we fill their water here about twice a day also. But yeah, that's the size of what they're looking like at 7 weeks. I'll actually open it up and take you right in so you can see better. This is the size of them here. They're getting pretty big. It's funny because we don't know what to expect. We've never done meat birds, and everybody that we've shown said, wow, they are pretty big for the age that they are, which I don't know. If they are, that's awesome. But they're very healthy. They're doing very good. Yeah, super exciting. It's funny, at night they'll all hop up from pole to pole to pole, and they all sit across here. Yeah, when my husband gets home from work, we're going to turn it. We need 2 of us for that because the way that we designed the tractor, it's a bit heavy, so we need 2 of us to turn it. But when we move it just straight down the yard, it's fine. One of us can do it. But yeah, they are doing good. We've also noticed too that when we move them into fresh grass, which is exciting because this spot is where they first started. So being out here for 3 weeks, this is how far they've went. They've went down, over, and back. So that was 3 weeks, and they're going to be about another 3 to 4 weeks until we cull them. So we'll see how big they get, but we're going to probably do one more pass and then maybe another one. I'm not sure, but for sure another pass, with it being another 3 weeks, because in another 3 weeks they'll be 10 weeks old, and you can cull them between 10 to 12 weeks for this breed, which is the Rustic Rangers. So it might work out perfect. Depends if we do 10 weeks or go closer to the 12. But what I was saying is, when we move them into fresh grass, the first day of them being in the fresh grass in the chicken tractor, we find they go through less food because they forage all of like the clover and stuff that's growing here. You can see how high it actually is once you're down here. But they forage and they eat a lot of the grass. So we find that the second day from where they're sitting, they go through a little bit more feed. But yeah, there we go. So that is it, guys. That is my 7-week update, 7 week and 2 days update for my Rustic Ranger meat birds. And just for reference, again, there's 40 of them in this chicken tractor, and I think I explained all the things. They're really not a lot of upkeep. The most upkeep that there is literally just raking up the yard. Other than that, it's just making sure they're fed and watered twice a day and moving the tractor every 2 days. And I mean, that's about it. So I wanted to give you guys an update so you could see the size that the birds are at 7 weeks. And it's starting to rain now, so I'm gonna head inside, but that's it. And as they grow, I'll continue to give you updates. Like I said, we got another 3 to 5 weeks depending how big we want them to finish out. And I'll keep you updated along that process. And then when we cull them and process the birds, I'll definitely be documenting that to share it here. So these are the Rustic Ranger meat birds at 7 weeks and 2 days old. So you guys can see what they look like here. All right, that's it, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, I'm back real quick. I wanted to show you, while we just moved the chicken tractor, what I meant by we turn it back the other way. So when I just showed you in the video, I was standing right here in front of it. It was sitting right here. It's hard to do backwards. It was sitting right here, and it came from all the way down, straight down the yard right here. So you can see fresh outlines of where it was. And we just turned it sideways. So let me turn you around and show you. So this is where it was. You can see that this is 2 days of them sitting in one spot. So this is where the watering jug was. You can see it's a circle. And then that's where they were sitting. So now I'm gonna let this sit for a couple days before I rake it up. And then tomorrow, if we don't get the rain we're supposed to get tonight, I'll rake up this square and then that square back there. And they'll sit here now, turned sideways for 2 days, and then we'll turn them again and head straight back down the yard that way. But you can see that they're already foraging. My son just filled up their feeders, so they're feeding too. But you can see that they're foraging in the grass, and they're happy with some new grass. So there we go. So they moved from right here, and they were head on. The door was right here, and we just turned them completely sideways. They'll sit there for 2 days, and then we'll turn them and head back down that side of the yard, and then turn them and come back down this way again. So there we go, guys. This is where they were. We turned them sideways. They're over here now. And then in 2 days, when they're 7.5 weeks old, we're gonna head back down the side of the yard we started with. And yeah, there you go. See you guys back here next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.